So let's start off with the story. It's where Kingdom Hearts 1 grabs you by the childhood heartstrings. You've got Sora, this spiky-haired kid just vibing on Destiny Islands with his mates Riku and Kairi. Life's all sunshine and rafts, and then boom. Before you know it, darkness rolls in like a storm and their island's basically obliterated. And then Sora's stuck with a massive key that acts like a sword, or should I say blade. Then he awakes, he's in a new location, and he meets up with Donald, Duck and Goofy. Yep, you heard that right guys, the Disney legends. So you're basically jumping between worlds, sealing off keyholes, which is the heart of a world, and then you're just hunting for your lost mates who are God knows where. It's straight up, good shit. Super simple, and it hits you right in the feels if you're 10 years old and you don't know any better. And back in the day, it made total sense story-wise. There was none of that wild sequel chaos yet. This was way on before Kingdom Hearts 2 ever ruined that. And it was just pure, simple storytelling. Oh, and here, don't forget the Disney villains. Holy fuck. As a kid, I actually was obsessed with Aladdin and Hercules, and seeing, Hades, Maleficent, and Captain Hook, that actually blew my mind. Bear in mind, they're not just popping out to say hi, they are legit players in the game. They're messing with Riku, they're pushing the darkness, as you will, they're driving the whole plot. It's the crossover gods of Disney and Final Fantasy smiled down upon us, and there I was living for it. Okay, so rewind back to 2002. I catch this game on TV, and that simple and clean intro came out blurring. Showed you Sora, remember he was swinging wildly at the shadowy Heartless. There's me sitting thinking, okay, I need this right now. Fortunately for me then, it took me till, it was a year later, it was 2003, and then I actually snagged it on a pre-owned copy from a PS2. But once I did, hooked. Couldn't stop. It was Disney World smashed with this cool Final Fantasy edge. I had never seen anything like it. I'd just sit there, controller in hand, soaking it up, loving every second, like a total nerd. Now here is the kicker. Kingdom Hearts 1 got me into Final Fantasy. I was a huge Final Fantasy nerd as a kid. I loved Cloud, Leon, all these guys. They were all in Kingdom Hearts 1. Obviously Leon, he's being all broody, or Squall if you want to go by that. Even Tidus and Wakka, they're just chilling back at Destiny Islands at the start of the game. So that sent me down a complete rabbit hole. I actually jumped into Final Fantasy X first, right after this game, and then I went back to 7, and those games became just as big a deal for me. If Sora hadn't swung that Keyblade, I might have missed out on Cloud's Buster Sword, and that is crazy to think about. Now, this is where it gets good. The worlds, holy fuck. The worlds in this game are everything. Running around Agrabah with Aladdin, you're dodging madness in Wonderland, swinging through Tarzan's jungle. It was my childhood. Cartoons turned up to 11. And that's the thing, every place and world had its own feel, its own Heartless to bash, its own little secrets. I'd spend ages hunting down those Dalmatians, and shout out to that sneaky Traverse Town chest. You know which one I'm talking about. Yeah, and the way it looped into the game, you unlocked moves like high jump and glide, do you remember them? So you would be able to go back to the worlds that you originally went to and open up new paths to allow you to find new items, to craft new weapons, Ultima Weapon and so on. It was total genius. It was fucking fantastic. The look of it too, PS2 magic. Do you remember those cutscenes, the full FMVs? You had Sora at the very start, he's diving through that stained glass in the opening. Had me gobsmacked. And oh my god, this looks so good on such a shit TV. Can I just say that? And here, the music. Simple and clean, still gives me chills. The orchestra version, it hits just as hard in 2025 than it did at release. Traverse Town, this mellow, cozy jam that makes you want to kick back and just relax. You've got that. Then Hollow Bastion drops, and it's super intense. Holy fuck, it's on. I'd replay bits just to listen to the soundtrack. It's a banger, start to finish. And a shout out to the squad. Can't beat the squad. Obviously got Sora, Donald, and Goofy, the guys you never know you needed. Sora's just a fucking nerd. Donald's yelling his head off and Goofy's just being goofy. It's perfect. Perfect. Then obviously you've got Riku, who is a bit emo, let's face it, and then Kairi's just Kairi. You're just rolling through the worlds, obviously, with Donald and Goofy looking for those guys and just facing off with the Disney baddies. Just kept me glued to the screen, to be honest with you. You could not turn me away from this game. Gameplay wise, the combat for its day was absolutely phenomenal. It's all real-time slashing, tossing in some fire, blizzard, and you've got your thunder spells. It all felt so alive and it was so fun to basically be able to use all your spells on the fly. Kid me thought it was actually really tough, the game. You have bosses like the Giant Ursula or the Cerberus in the Colosseum. I'd be dodging like crazy. I was mashing buttons, praying that my cure was ready. And I'm sure everyone who's played this, who did take the time to get here, came across Sephiroth. He was optional, and I mean it blew my tiny mind. Timing attacks, you were chaining moves, pure rush. Sure, it is simpler than Kingdom Hearts 2's acrobatics, but back then, Square was cooking, and it set up everything that came after. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it does still, to this day, it has some rough edges. Platforming, it's a bit of a mess. You've got the deep jungle finds, which still haunted me to this day, and the camera. It's basically like the camera's thinking, I can do what I want, but honestly, didn't care then, don't care now. The good stuff drowns it out. So fast forward 20 something years, Kingdom Hearts 1 still slaps. It's still got that PS2 charm, the slightly wonky controls, a big-hearted story, that Disney Final Fantasy mashup. It's honestly so nostalgic, and it's locked in as one of my all-time favourites, no debate. But it's not just nostalgia, it is a legit classic. Combat kicked off a whole action RPG wave. The story is still fantastic, and that crossover vibe, nothing has topped it. Even in 2025, it's a must play. PS2 or remaster, doesn't matter, get on it. So yeah, that is Kingdom Hearts 1 in a nutshell. It's still a 10 out of 10 in my book. And what about you guys? Has any of you guys recently played it and have some thoughts? Have a favourite world in the game? Mine's personally has to be Hollow Bastion. It has those creepy vibes that just hits different. Drop it in the comments below and smash that like if you're feeling it, and subscribe if you do want to know more, and also see what we're posting coming up soon. Next time, maybe we'll tackle Kingdom Hearts 2's Crazy Train. Catch you later.